Hi, my name is Stephanie with Take Care of Texas, and today we'll be making recycled paper out of materials found in and around your home. Let's get started. First, you'll need some used paper, a bowl, and some water. You'll want to cut up the used paper into small pieces, about 1 inch to 1 inch. Then, as you're cutting the paper into small pieces, you'll want to start putting it into the large bowl. Once you have enough paper in, you'll want to fill the bowl with water up until the paper is covered. Then you'll want to soak it for about 2 hours or overnight. Luckily for us, I have some paper that's been soaking overnight. So now you'll also need a blender to blend the paper into a mush, almost like an oatmeal consistency. Grab at least a handful and place small chunks into the blender. Make sure to squeeze out any excess water and do not overfill the blender. I'd also recommend using a wooden spoon to push down any paper if it gets stuck to the bottom of the blender. Here's a tip. Add some extra water if the paper starts getting stuck to the blender. Not too much, just enough for the paper to loosen up. The more you blend the paper, the finer the consistency. So a few blends, you'll get thicker paper. For thinner paper, you want to do more blending. Remember, you always want to have oatmeal consistency in mind. And here's what it should look like after blending a few times. Before we move on to the next step, we need to make a sieve. A sieve is a tool that will help us drain the excess water from the paper when we're making the paper mold. So first, you'll need a wire hanger, and you're going to mold it into a rectangle shape. So once you shape it into your rectangle, similar to this, you'll want to grab your stocking. You're going to stretch it out, and you're going to pull the stocking through the wire hanger. Now this might get tricky, but it stretches, so it'll be fine. There you go. So then you want to stretch it completely down to cover the hook. Once you stretch it through and you make it as tight as you can, you want to grab your duct tape. Luckily, I already have some cut. And you're going to squeeze the handle tight, or the hook of the hanger tight. And then you're going to wrap your duct tape around the handle to secure the stocking. Remember to put duct tape around your handle to make sure no sharp edges are visible. And then there you have your own sieve. Now that we have our paper to our oatmeal consistency, we can move on to the next step. You'll need a flat baking sheet, similar to this one. You'll get a towel, and you'll want to place it over the baking sheet. And then you'll grab your sieve that you just finished creating. You'll place the sieve on the towel. Then you'll get your mushed up paper from the blender and place it on your sieve. As you spread the mushed paper, squeeze out the excess water. Then what you'll want to do is grab another towel, place it over the paper, and squeeze the mush paper again. This will get out even more excess water and will help when we flip over the paper mold. Here's a tip. Remember to use a cutting board to help flip over your paper mold. Now lay the paper mold in the sun for a few hours to dry. And here is your new paper. You'll want to let this dry for a couple of days. I actually have some new paper that we just made. Depending on how fast you need your paper, you can use an iron to speed up the drying process. Only do this after the paper has somewhat dried outside. Once they are dry, grab a writing utensil and write your notes. Thank you for cooking up some recycled paper with me. For more information or for more fun activities, please visit Take Care of Texas.